Cindy, it's a pleasure to see you. I haven't seen you in over 7 months. You came to the Drake Institute about a year ago for treatment. Tell me a little bit about what was going on in your life back then. What led to your coming here a year ago?
I had received a promotion, and I had a group of people that I was responsible for working with, and I really was having difficulty keeping up with them. And it wasn't a very large group, and part of my job is to increase in numbers, and I didn't see how I could increase when I couldn't keep up with what I had. So I knew that I had to do something, and a friend of mine had brought her daughter to the Drake Institute, and she said, really go and check the Drake Institute so that, you know, they've done great things for Caitlin and maybe they can help you. So I called and came down. But Caitlin is such an inspiration to me because she was brought here at 9 years old. Now she's 15 or 16, and she's going to graduate early from high school next year. And when she graduates, she's also going to have her associate's degree. So from a kid who couldn't even sit in class and get her work done or do her homework at night to being a tutor on the community college campus at 15 years old is just, that was enough for me.
Thank you, Cindy. It's always wonderful to hear about how patients' lives have been improved so significantly. So you come here a year ago, and like most adult patients with ADHD or ADD that we help, we usually start adult patients off on stress biofeedback. Mm-hmm. Most adults with ADD or ADHD are going to have a lot of stress. Life is stressful anyway, but even more so if you've got ADHD. And patients, adult patients come here, they can have difficulty sleeping or suffering with anxiety, depression, or they can't quiet their mind. How did the stress treatment impact on you? Because you were surprised that we put you through stress biofeedback.
I was actually a little frustrated that I had to relax because I thought, well, if I could relax, I wouldn't have to have come here. But the relaxation was very interesting that I didn't know that I could do that. So it was neat to be able to relax. I had so much commotion in my head that it was difficult really to do anything because it was just constant chaos and racing thoughts, and I didn't have too much trouble sleeping, but I had chest pains for no reason because I have a great job, I have a great family. I really shouldn't have what a lot of people have a lot more stress than I have, but for some reason I was having chest pains to the point where I told my husband one night, I'm having chest pains, just letting you know in case I'm really having a heart attack. And now I haven't had chest pains ever since coming here.
The stress treatment is really important. People do not realize that they're walking around all the time with elevated levels of tension that they've just accommodated to. Mm-hmm. We would never help adult patients here with ADHD to the degree that we do if we didn't give stress biofeedback first for most of them. So, through the stress biofeedback, you now can relax your mind, you can quiet your mind. That in itself helps you focus and become much more efficient with what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And then we move you on to the neurofeedback based on brain mapping findings. What did the neurofeedback, how did that impact further on your getting better, your healing?
It really taught me just to focus, but not to hyper-focus. Not to focus with all my might like we think we have to do because we're unable to focus, so we try really hard to focus, and that doesn't work either. And so I felt so, I don't want to say smart, but I just felt like I could do it. I felt capable, I think is the term. I felt really capable after going through that I could, it improved my reading dramatically because when you're reading, you have to concentrate on what you're reading and focus on what you're reading instead of letting your mind race everywhere. So reading has been nothing but an evil chore for me. So now I can actually read, and I've been reading for pleasure and for work, and I just know that I can do whatever I need to do now.
That's very empowering.
Yes, very.
Very empowering. And you're doing well in your new responsibilities at work.
Yes, we have doubled in size from last fall, and I had my best month I've ever had last month.
Oh, congratulations.
So, yay, making more money.
You had a very supportive husband.
Yes.
That was really helpful in the treatment process to have a supportive spouse. How could he not notice your improvements? He must have noticed your improvements.
Oh, he has. I know he notices the house is cleaner. I could never get the kitchen clean. I would think it was clean but I never finished cleaning it. And he was the only one that could really clean the kitchen, so he hasn't cleaned the kitchen as much. And I'm easier to be around, I think. I don't have that underlying tension that I had all the time, that I didn't even know I had it.
You just thought that was normal.
That's just normal.
You adapt to your own levels of tension. Most people do. And as I said before, with ADD, you're going to have even more levels of tension because you're under more stress and frustration because of the ADD. Well, I'm just, all of us at Drake Institute are so pleased with how, you have healed your life and become a much better quality of life, much more productivity in your career. The longer people live with ADHD, and many, many people that have it as children are going to have it as adults, it can become a chronic, persistent disorder that just makes your adult life so difficult. Could you give a message to the adult ADHD patients out there that may view your story, that feel hopeless, depressed, frustrated, not sure if they can ever make their life better? Off of what you've done here, Cindy, what could you tell them to give them a hope or perspective?
Well, a lot of those things you mentioned I felt. And I hate being emotional, but but I feel emotional about it because I don't have those things anymore. So, if you're thinking about doing something, do it for yourself. You're worth it, You don't have those negative aspects anymore. No, I don't. I don't have that anxiety and worry over nothing. I'm so much calm and relaxed. I'm happier. I'm flat out just happier. Everybody in my house is happier. And you can't put a price tag on happy. It's invaluable. So anybody who's having those issues, they should come to the Drake Institute.
Well, I hope many adults that are going through their own challenges with ADHD as adults watch your interview and your story, because it can give them hope.
That's what this place is full of.
And I could tell you that adult patients with ADHD will improve as remarkably here at Drake as children with ADHD do, as long as they're motivated.
Yeah.
As long as they're motivated, and of course they're not, self-medicating with drugs or alcohol, and they're really desperate. When they're desperate to change, their back's against the wall, the way they're living is not working, they've got to find a method, a pathway of developing out a better life. Those adult patients have a high probability of transforming their life. And that was obviously your example.
Well, thank you. But I was given all the tools here to do that too. Having someone work with me, Maria was so great about working with me on time management tools and things like that too. I just expected to come in and get the treatment. I didn't expect to come in and get the extra help.
No, it's more than just brain map guided neurofeedback. If our psychology staff, therapists, did not work with parents of children or adult patients themselves, we would never be able to help our patients to the degree that they benefit from the neurofeedback.
Right. Yeah. And the work that you've done has been able to equip me to do that, but I didn't expect to be happier. I did not expect happy. I expect focus, work, productivity. I didn't expect to just be happy.
Wow.
To laugh more, to pick less at people.
Cindy, my very best to you, and thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.